Greetings, everybody. This is the fifth installment relating to education and the recreation cluster inputs and themes of the SONA 2024. In the speech of the president, he didn't focus on new plans, but noted where the government will concentrate, especially around the following areas. Most pressing is the housing, healthcare, water, food, social security, safety, education, climate change, gender-based violence, femicide, the effects of state capture, as well as youth employment, mining, construction, infrastructure, and more importantly, load shedding. This bulletin will focus on the issues affecting the education, science, sports, arts, culture, technology, and also what are the key things for the relevant portfolio committees to deal with. So what are the key implications? Millions of South African young people are not in employment or education or training, especially around the age of 15 to 24. That point has been made. Many who have some form of qualifications, matric, diploma, or degrees, are not able to find business or starting business. Governments aim to grow the economy and compete in the fast-changing world, and to give opportunities to young people is there. And this economic growth is essential to deal with the redress of our democracy. We also need to deal with the effects of gender-based violence and the pandemic of femicide. So what are the key oversights that we're looking at, especially for basic education? There's a notable increase in the number of children accessing grade R and grade 1, including children with disability. Support and advocate for free education campaign increase a number of no-fee paying schools and the number of learners benefiting from the school nutrition program. I think the one issue there is members of parliament, we just need to ensure that the actual money goes to the learners and that we deal with any malfeasance around this. Monitor the schools and plans to reduce non-viable small schools is something also that has been raised. In the investment in maths, science, and technology, conditional grants, so that we're benefiting from this. The project wants to ensure that we deal with the NDP goals of 30,000 artisans produced annually. We also need to improve the connectivity of schools through Operation Pakisa, training of teachers, and the use of technologies is crucial. The infrastructure grant, education grant, so that more communities that need and receive state-of-art schools throughout our country, or schools that need water, decent sanitation, all of these issues, electricity is being dealt with. So what did the president prioritize? The president focused quite a bit on the 30-year-old Tinswalo, born with democracy, starting in South Africa, enrolled at the school in which her parent did not have to pay school fees. Each school day, she was provided with nutrition meal as part of the program. And there's 9 million learners from poor communities that also benefit from this. Tinswalo was able to finish primary school, go to high school. We also heard the president focused on the opportunities for school leavers, acknowledge the apartheid injustices. In the basic education sector, we welcome the pass rate of 82.9%, which is the highest ever. And I think there's still a big dropout rate going forward. So these are only the kids getting to matric, but there's many teenage pregnancies, there's many dropouts along the way, and something needs to be done around dealing with some of those issues. Expanding early access to early childhood development is a key issue, and focusing on that. We've made good progress around that. I think there is still legislation challenges around accessing the incentive, the registration of ECT. I certainly know that a lot of ECTs in informal areas are not formalized, and therefore they cannot access the benefits and opportunities for this. So something that we need to just keep our eye on. In relation to higher education, I think for us as members, we need to ensure that the NSFAS challenges we deal with, student accommodation at university, spatial development, TVET colleges. We need to expand the footprint across the country. Access to student accommodation should be expedited, dealing with the shortage of teachers and learning infrastructure, college student accommodation, and also the transfer of property ownerships, and also some corruption and collusion of private sector in the property situation. In the CET remains unfunded. Community education colleges under-resourced, reliance on school calendars pose very challenging. NSFAS remains a key challenge and stakeholder for offering fee-free higher education. There's a lot of delays in disbursement, finalization of the comprehensive student fund model to ensure that support for the missing middle, review of the direct payment system, explore NSFAS stipends for community education centers, infrastructure, safety and security at the school. Those are some of the key issues that's also there. I think the issues around placement, um, uh, size of the P sector, finalization of the student model, funding model. I think we spoke about that. Over the next period, it is a building of 8 new TVET colleges and 12 new community learning centers over the next MTF period. Increase the number of students competing in universities and qualification graduates, and also seeing how we can translate that into employment opportunities. There should be emphasis on sound governance, effective management, and accountable leadership in the sector. We need to ensure that we get better in developmental investment and return on an investment. Students must learn. This is not a profit-making exercise, but we need to ensure that we deal with poor governance and consequence management and corruption, and marginalized, especially at marginalized campuses. In terms of the next, sports, arts, and culture, key oversight is the femicide, GBV, upholding our constitutional values and dealing with all forms of prejudice, intolerance, support for funding for artists, implementation arts and culture, white paper, national federations to deal with school sport, World Cup, table tennis World Cup preparations. The president in his speech highlighted some of our gains, the rugby, soccer, netball, and soccer and sport plays a unifying role in building our common identity. Social cohesion is also going to be a key thing. The president said today all South Africans can hold our heads up high, very confident that we assume our rightful place in the world stage. Saying so, the president commended our country, young people who have carried our hopes on the global stage. Mentioned Springboks, Banyana, Bafana, award-winning Tyler. And so we're very proud of our arts, sport and culture, and I think that's important that we need to continue funding it. It's part of our resilience and demonstrate our ability to build this nation, and we need to be proud of what does it define to be a South African. Remember the slogan, I am a African, I am a South African, and so it's important that we hold that to account. Science and technology, and there is the Energy Crisis Committee, the Just Energy Plan, renewable programs, electrification programs, electricity manufacturing. These are some of the issues that was picked up. Bulk water is under construction. President also highlighted the skills gap, reform on the visa system. So in terms of concluding remarks, most national departments and local departments have embraced science and technology. We need to be embracing the fourth IR. Artificial intelligence is going to be a key sector, and so we need to ensure that this finds expression in all of the work that we do. I hope this is useful. So this concludes the 5th installment of the breakdown on education and recreation. Thanks for your kind attention.